Hello and welcome to this live step-by-step guide and demonstration on how to install one of my all-time favorite mods, the Helljumpers Mobilize ODST Replacers mod by ArcanePoro. If you're unfamiliar with ArcanePoro's work, they've essentially converted the entirety of Helldivers 2, at least the base game, into ODST and Halo-related equipment. This includes not only weaponry and armor, but also sound effects, scopes, and more. It's really comprehensive, and combining this with even more mods from the community, you can essentially fully convert Helldivers 2 to be something like Halo 3 ODST. What we'll require before we begin is the Helldivers 2 mod manager by teutinsa. Ensure that you have this set up and ready to go. There's a link in the description that I've created where it explains step by step how to get this all set up and ready to go. This video just assumes that you've followed that video or have set up the Helldivers 2 mod manager to be able to start modding the game. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. This will be a step-by-step live guide, so there's no edits. If you need to jump ahead or go behind, then you can go use the timestamps down below. All links will be in the description to relative mods mentioned in the video, and hopefully this will help you out in getting this up and running. This will probably be a series of multiple videos as well, so keep that in mind, as it's not going to be just this mod, but most of the Halo mods that are going on the Nexus at the moment. First, go down into the Files section, and you're going to want to go ahead and download File 0. This one's going to download every single ODST variant. It's a mega folder, and it's fairly large at about 600 megabytes. It's a zip file, so it is compressed, so once it's uncompressed, it will actually take up a bit more space. Now, if you don't want to install every single mod in the list, which is perfectly reasonable, you can choose individual pieces. And if you're wondering, hey, which armor piece is this replacing? Well, it does actually say it. The first word is what the armor is related to. So for example, Rookie is a character, the main character of ODST. So you can get an idea that this is going to be armor that looks like Rookie. Variant 1 means that it's B01 Variant 1. In the game, there is an armor called B01. In fact, there's 4. And you're going to notice here there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 variants, all related to Variant 1. Once those are installed, they will replace or model swap that piece of armor in the game. However, this will also affect any other armor pieces that may also be utilizing these types of models. So you may notice that even though, hey, I just replaced Variant 1 on B01, why am I seeing other pieces of gear in the game replace? Well, this is why. Because the way that model swapping works is if multiple items have the same model, they will also be swapped. So just keep that in mind when it comes to modding in your game. You may notice that you might have some unintended effects as they go along here. Another thing to note, as I know this question happens a lot, is will this affect other players in the game? And the answer is absolutely not. No one will know because they won't be able to see it. They don't have it installed. It is a local cosmetic adjustment or model swap that you're doing in the game. No stats are being changed, nothing at all. Just locally to your hard drive, you are model swapping one of the armor sets, or all the armor sets that we're going to showcase today, to another one. So, anyway, once this is downloaded, you should see it in your downloads folder. I went ahead and downloaded it because it is a 600 megabyte file, so just keep that in mind. We're going to open this up by double left clicking. If you have 7-zip or Winrar, you should be able to open it no problem. Windows 11 should innately just be able to open up the file. And you're going to see that it has all of those files that we saw before. Now, we can't just click and drag or drop them immediately into our Helldivers 2 mod manager. But don't worry, I've made it hopefully relatively simple for us to actually get things up and running. First off, though, let's go ahead and launch our mod manager. So here's our mod manager, and as you can see, it's just the base setup. I have no mods currently installed, and I've simply just directed it to the Helldivers 2 directory. I've made a storage folder and a temporary folder. So no mods are currently installed. Well, we're going to change that in just a moment. So what I'm going to do here is actually separate this tutorials folder just to make it a little bit easier for you guys to see what we're going to do here. So we'll have these two be nicely side by side. And you may have noticed here, there's this folder I've made called categories. And you may be wondering what that is. I've broken down every single armor piece in the game, including weapons, stratagems, and more. And I've also made zip files inside of each. Now, these are comprehensive. They are pasted into literally every single one, but they're all carefully named and coded and to look like the name of the armor there. And you may be wondering, hey, how do I get this? How do I get this up and running? Well, I've gone ahead and uploaded to Google Drive. This link is in the description. You can just download this, and all it is about 362 kilobytes of a bunch of folders. And again, it's comprehensive. It includes audio. Go back there for a sec. Includes audio, grenades, all that stuff. So if eventually it gets modded, you'll probably have a nice placeholder for it. I'll try and update it if there's a new war bond that comes out, but no guarantees, of course. It all depends on if I have time or if I'm paying attention. But it should get you started and ready to go, and it will really help you out when it comes to modding. So you may be wondering, okay, so how exactly am I going to use this? There's so many options. Well, all we're going to do is we're going to take Rookie Variant 1, and as you can see, there's 3 options here. There is blue visor, gray visor, and body. Now keep in mind, we're in a zip folder right now, so we need to unzip this. Well, we know that this is B01, so let's just go ahead and drag all these into here. Well, that's not helpful, right? Because we haven't put them into any of the zip folders. But there you go, we're almost ready to go. The first thing we're going to do is make sure we check the files inside of the folder. As you can see, under body, we have our 3 patch files. But we probably don't want the mod to be called body. And there you go. This is what's going to really help us out in being able to categorize and utilize these drop-down menus. We're going to rename and make these a custom name so it's easier for us to see at a whim in the mod manager what we've changed about the game. So we'll hit F2 to change the name, and we'll just call this Rookie. And now I know that this changes the body because I changed the name. I'm going to throw this into tactical-body.zip. I just clicked and dragged, and it threw it in there. And as you can see, Rookie has now been zipped into B01 tactical1-body.zip. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to control left click so I can select both blue and gray visor. These are for helmets, so I know I want to use the helmet.zip. I'm going to throw this into helmet.zip. And notice how there wasn't any compression? Well, they did get thrown into there. It's very strange how Windows works. Sometimes it shows you, sometimes it doesn't. But regardless, we know that the patch files are in there. One for gray, one for blue. And now we can actually clean up after ourselves. We're going to delete these that we transferred over. We're not quite done yet. So now we're going to go back into our mod manager and we're going to click add. And we're going to go into categories, into armor, tactical 1, and we're going to add the ones that we've modified. So we've definitely modified the body. And as you can see, the drop-down menu has shown Rookie. And there's a nice little check mark here to show that we are going to deploy this when we hit deploy. And now, following this up, we're going to select Helmet. And as you can see, it looks a lot easier to recognize what you've done so far. We have Tactical 1 Body, Tactical 1 Helm. And if we need to, we can switch from the blue visor to the gray visor. Next, we can simply hit Deploy and say OK. It's at this point, it's a good idea to test the game. The reason I say this, and I'm going to hit run while I'm talking here, always test your game on at least the first implementation of mods. And the reason I say this is something could go wrong early on in the stages of setting up your mods. You want to make sure that the first time you mod it, it works. So this is the first time we're adding this type of mod into the game. And we're going to make sure that we did modify the game to have the ODST armor. So we're gonna hit escape a bunch of times, just so we can skip the intro. And I'm already wearing the B01 gear, so it should show up. And there you go. And I'm wearing the gray mask. And I can press F3 and hide the cape. That's unrelated to the mod, by the way. And if we go into our armory here, you might notice, hey, that's weird. I changed the armor only for B01. But B01 variant 2 and variant 3 and probably other variants are also sharing some similar qualities here. And this is one of the cases with modding. Sometimes when you mod armor pieces, weapons, etc., and you'll especially know this with weapon scopes, that multiple items in the game use the same assets. And if an asset is changed due to a model swap, you're going to run into this scenario. It's not necessarily a problem unless you really care, but just know that when you're modding the game and you're model swapping, this is bound to happen where more than one piece of gear is receiving the update. All right, so now we know how to install the ODST Replacers mod. So we're good to go. And by the way, a great thing to do and a great practice, and my game's going to crash because it doesn't matter about mods, it just always crashes. I don't know why. Another great thing here is always hit purge when you're done. The reason I like to hit purge to get rid of my mods is so I can just keep starting from scratch, and it takes no time at all to just hit purge, just to remember that you've gotten rid of your mods, and then you're going to start adding your mods back in. Additionally, I'm going to click blue visor here, and I'm going to hit deploy. And I'm going to hit run one more time because I just want to show and prove the concept here that this is what we're doing. And then we're just going to install the rest of the mods. And essentially, that's everything you need to know from this point forward. You can go ahead and just continue doing that and going down the list of armor sets and making sure they're zipped up and thrown into the right folders. I highly recommend you use those items from my categories list because it's going to make your life that much easier. It definitely has made my life much easier, and the drop-down menus are so much better. You just have to make sure you understand where the patch files are and that you rename the unzip folders before throwing them into the zip. So as you can see, proof of concept, now my visor is blue. It looks really nice. Also, I have a new cape hiding mod that lets me hide the HUD. And as you can see, it keeps bringing the cape back every time. I like the other one where it would just actually leave the cape off, even when you would leave the game and come back. But I digress. Anyway, back to it. Thanks for crashing. Okay, so we're gonna purge. And now we know that this works. Fantastic. And note, again, there's like audio, body, cape, helmet plus body, HUD. This is going to be true for every single category. This is just because I made a PowerShell script essentially to do this. I'm not going to just be like, oh yeah, only the armor will have a couple things, right? It's just, whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, at least it will help you out somewhat. So let's go ahead and we'll go to variant 2. And we're going to do the same thing. We'll click drag, bring this in here. And this one's called Marine. So we're going to call this one Marine. And we're going to put this in body. There we go. And we'll grab the gray and gold visor and we'll put this in helmet. You may also notice there's one that I've set for helmet plus body. There are some mods that change both the helmet and body in a single patch file. So not all mods are very kind like this and give us options, but it's very key to note whether or not that we're going to get a mod like this. And you need to pay attention. Where are the patch files? That's always a key thing that I need to drill home is where are the patch files and where are you putting these items in? So again, we're going to clean up after ourselves and we're going to go into our categories, armor, tactical 2. We know we did the body and we also know we did the helmet. And we should be able to see gold visor, gray visor. I think the gray visor looks pretty cool, but also the gold visor as well. And notice these drop-down menus. They're now more comprehensive. Instead of just saying body or something like that, they actually say the name of the mod itself. So this is going to help a lot as we go along here. All right, let's move on to number 3. So as you can see, there's even more options, and this is why this is such a great way to mod the game. So we're going to go into Tactical 3. And we'll just drag these over. We'll rename body, and we'll call it Sacrifice. And we'll drag this into body.zip. There we go. And these are the different helmets. So we'll put these all under helmet.zip. Let that little circle finish up. I want to make sure these are all in there. There you go. And we'll just double check. Yep. Okay, good. Okay, we'll clean up after ourselves. We'll have to empty our recycling bin after this, of course. And then once again, we're going to go into Mod Manager. We'll go back up one, go into Tactical 3, add the body, add the helmet. We have Sacrifice there, and now we have all... Oh, that looks so nice, doesn't it? The Mod Manager is so sleek. The only thing I wish is that it had maybe a compact mode, but other than that, what a great Mod Manager, man. But regardless, we can choose down rangefinder, up rangefinder. Let's do gray up. There we go. And I still haven't hit deploy yet, by the way, but we're still going to keep going. So go back up, number 4. And once again, we drag these over. We're just dragging them over, not copy pasting or anything. It's just going to unzip the files specifically. And it just, dragging is actually the secret weapon here, because you might be like, oh, what if I use 7-zip to do add to zip or something? No, Windows does it all for you. Or if maybe it's because I have 7-zip installed, I don't know what it is, but it just lets it go right into the zip file. You don't have to do anything ridiculous how easy it is. It's insane. So we're going to call this one Recon. And put this one, you guessed it, into the body. It's always the bodies. They seem to be way higher res than the helmets. And then we'll grab the gold visor, gray visor, and we'll put that in helmet. Make sure it's in there, because there's never a confirmation for those, because they're so small. So small. And we'll add this. And again, you know the drill. Go back into Tactical 4. We'll grab the body. And back up. Oops. And we'll grab the helmet. And we should see gold visor, gray visor. There you go. Very nice. Okay, on to the next one. So this one is Buck. So this is going to be DP40. So we're just search for DP40, Hero of the Federation. And we'll open up Buck. Another simple one here. And we'll call this one Buck. And move it to body. And you see how all the naming schemes are the same? It's to keep things relatively simple. I like simple, I like clarity, and it just makes my life that much easier. And helmet.zip. I'm in a very small corner of my screen, by the way, so it's actually harder for me to see than you guys, because it's all blown up. There you go. So that's in the helmet. Perfect. Just want to make sure. And clean up after ourselves, and back into add. And you'll start to notice there's a lot more elements here. And you can move your items up and down the list, but it's only one at a time. You can't click drag. So just keep that in mind. And again, absolutely amazing that this mod even exists. This mod manager will make your life this much easier. Grab body. And we'll grab helmet. And double check. Blue visor, gray visor. Awesome. All right. And you guys are seeing this, right? How easy it is to mod these in the game. And of course, we're going to confirm after, but we just want to confirm the first time so that when we keep repeating the same process and doing the same thing over and over again, that it's we know it's going to work because we've done it before. And once again, we drag it over. Then we're going to do CM. Oh, not CM. We're going to call this Corpsman. I really like that I can just also reference the fact that the body is called something specific. You could even change the name of the visors, of course. I could say Corpsman, blue visor, or something like that. It's really up to you how you want to do this. Go into helmet. There we go. And this will be really handy once we start installing like weapon mods and things like that, because weapon mods come with sound. and sound design and things like that that you can change. And they also have multiple settings, multiple skins. So it's going to really help you out. All right, let's go to CP09, or what was it? CM09, excuse me. The Bone Snapper. Got the body, got the helmet. Make sure that this works, blue and gray. I like the blue. I like the blue visors, they're good. I'm gonna switch Rookie back into the gray visor though. His being fully gray. Actually, you know what? No, you know what? The blue just looks so good. The blue looks so good. I had the gold visor on that. Yeah. See, like I can just go back and forth. I don't have to like remove mods, add mods. Now keep in mind, once you've added the mod to the list and you want to add another mod for that body piece, I would recommend purge all your mods and say you downloaded a mod that changes the body or the helm. Remove one or both, whatever makes it easier for you to organize. Remember, you can press down and up on these arrows to be able to sort things around as well. But I just want you to understand that you can't just add new mods to these zip files and expect them to work magically when they're already added to the list. So, and I've tested this. So you'll have to remove them and then just re-add them, and that's it. So just keep that in mind. Once you have your game fairly modded, this is why it's good to keep organized and ensure you have everything set up and ready to go. I feel like that's pretty key because I've run into those issues before and I'm like, whoa, this is a little bit of a pain-erino. All right, next one is Dare. Then we got Buck, now we got Dare, so we're changing the oh no, this is 34 actually. There it is, SC34 Infiltrator. Nice, and we're gonna switch this out to Dare. And that goes in the body. Compressing, and this one goes in the helmet. And once again, SC34. Also a good way, if you leave these in here for a moment, it makes it almost like a confirmation that that's the one you just modified. You can also check the file sizes as well. Those are going to change, of course. And make sure that these are changed out. Gray visor for Dare. I don't think the gold visor looks particularly good. But this is all your choice. You get to choose that. I'm just here to guide you through it. Next up is Dutch. We go into CE35. We're going to drag this over. Rename body. We're going to call this Dutch. And we're going to simply click and drag into the zip file. And the blue and gray visor, they're going to go into helmet. Double check helmet. Okay. Get rid of these. Add the files. And we're looking for CE35. Nice. You can also click the this here, by the way, and then go like this. There you go. Add the body. Add the helmet. Double check these. We got blue and gray. I like the blue. Keep the blue. Blue look good. Actually, you know what? On Dutch, probably the gray looks better. There we go. Even I have to make the decisions. Tough decisions, blue or gray. What's your favorite in the comments below? Ooh, this is a fun one. So now we have the H2A. We have multiple visors as well as body plus visor over here. So let's go ahead and get those set up. So this is going to offer up a different one that we're using. So we're going to go to FS05 and we'll click and drag these over. And I'm actually going to rename some of these real quick because we already know it's going to be, we have one for helmet plus body, so we're not going to do that. So we're just going to say gray helmet, democracy officer. And this one's going to be purple helmet, democracy officer. Get rid of those brackets. Perfect. So This is a double, so we're going to have to put this in helmet and body. You don't have to. Like, you could put it in audio and then put the audio in there, but this is for your categorization, right? And you can rename these any way you want. And then purple visor, gray visor, we're going to put that into helmet. There we go. And this democracy officer, this is the person that's standing next to the nav unit in the game. All right, so we're going to go back on in. We'll just copy this here. Add marksman. So we'll do helmet first, and then we'll do helmet plus body. So this is a key thing here to keep in mind. I wouldn't recommend installing both of these. Now, what you can do is if you like the body, for example, you like, say, just the body for the democracy officer, but you want the helmet to be a different color. In this case, it doesn't really work because the helmets are also the same color. But essentially, you could choose, say, gray helmet here, and if we had, say, gold helmet in the helm, you could select gold. And all you have to do is make sure that the helm is active after the helm and body. I believe it's bottom up is what takes priority. So the lower it is on the list, the last it's loaded, because it's loaded from top to bottom. So rookie is going to be loaded first, and marksman helm is going to be loaded last. And because this is loaded last, it's swapped last, if that makes any sense. So that's how you can kind of garner the best way to do it. Oops, I want this to go back up, and this one to go down. So we got helm and body. Are we doing body and helm? Okay, we're doing body and helm, so we'll do that. There we go. We'll uncheck mark the helm because we don't want that. And we're just going to let's do purple helmet. There we go. Like Samuel L. Jackson from Star Wars, you know? You got to have the purple lightsaber. Badass. All right, still going. Get rid of these. And back up here. Let's go to Mickey. All right, we got FS23. Battle Master. Cool name. Here we go. And we'll rename this to Mickey. Put that into the body. Wait for that to compress. Throw this into helmet. Double check helmet. Get rid of the remnants. And we'll add these in. You see the rhythm? This is how you mod everything, but I feel like it can really help people out seeing exactly how to install this. So again, we're going to grab body. And we're going to grab helmet. And we'll go to the bottom. Blue, gray visor, and Mickey. We're almost there. Romeo is the last one. And another big one as well. So we'll do SC30. Drag all these over. Rename body to Romeo. Throw the body in body. There we go. And lastly, we got the rangefinder, so we throw those into the helmet. Double check helmet. Clean up after ourselves. Copy the directory. Add. Go to the directory. Go to body. And go to helmet. And there you go. And now we can change this one as well. So if we want, for this case, we could say we'll do blue, but the visor is down. And there you go. So that is every single mod set up and ready to go. So I'm just going to deploy them. And quick reminder that the democracy officer is unchecked for the helmet because we have both the body and the helmet set up for them. So they're using the purple helmet and the body, both in one file. That's the only one like that, but you'll notice there's a lot of files similar to that as we get to modding more into the game. And essentially we'll have a full conversion into Halo ODST, or really just Halo in general, because it pulls from pretty much every version of Halo I've seen. So we'll load it up, we'll check to make sure that everything's working nicely. turn off those darn capes. Well, for one, we know the democracy officer is correct because they're wearing their proper set.
A true servant of freedom keeps no companion.
Wow.
Democracy herself.
Anyway, go to the armor. And as we should be able to see, we know that we modified all the tactical gear. This is the ambassador set. Tactical 1, 2, 3, 4. As well as we have, you know, it's like dynamo is changed a bit. Like some of the assets are going to be swapped on some of the gear, even though it's technically unintentionally, because they happen to use similar assets. There we go. We have this one here. And if we scroll up, we got some light armor, Trailblazer Scouts, you got Dare's equipment. And you should see the helmets as well, the different helmet styles. Trench Engineer, Bone Snapper. That's a great name, by the way. Hero of the Federation, that's the visor down. And again, those drop-down menus are fantastic for being able to quickly swap these out. Cavalier Democracy, like I love the little headpiece there. That's so cool. Of course, the SC-34 Infiltrator headpiece for Dare. And that visor up. The TR-40. I made all the visors blue, by the way, if you're wondering why they're all blue. You can choose for yourself. Like, for example, like I made Rookie also have the default one. Wherever Rookie is. I don't know. He's somewhere around here. Anyway, hopefully this has been relatively helpful for you guys. By the way, these also function with the lean body type. Not much of a difference, but apparently if you pick the lean body type and pick a helmet, a different helmet that's not really supposed to go with it, it tends to work nicer, in case you're wondering why maybe some HUD pieces aren't looking correct, or if you want to use like a regular Helldiver set or something along those lines. So it's really up to you. The flavor is all yours, but we showcased how to install every single mod here. And I really hope that this was helpful in some way and that you guys have a good time modding. I'll be posting more videos on how to replace more parts of the game because there's also weapon mods, scopes, magazines, and oh, so much more that we're going to be showcasing how to install here on the channel. And it's just so much fun to do so. All right, guys, have fun out there. Happy modding, happy helldiving, and take it easy.